Payback! My father taught me to never lose my head in battle.
That's a kind of advice that can get you ahead. Chivalry.
Chivalry
2 is a multiplayer medieval arena combat slasher that you can play either as first person or third person view.
The story is you fight, you die, you repeat. And you can fight, die, and repeat in several modes in Chivalry 2. Free-for-all, where everyone fights everyone. Team Deathmatch. Team Objective, where you have an objective like storming a castle or rescuing a duke. There's Arena, Last Team Standing, Brawl, and Regicide.
And there are 4 factions right now with all the updates, 12 set classes, some of them you have to unlock, and there are 4 main classes: Archer, Vanguard, Footman, and Knight.
And there are quite a lot of weapons, tens of weapons really, with different variations for each one. A lot of things you'd expect, like bows, swords, axes, maces, but also javelins, warhammer, clubs, shovel, heavy mace, and some secondary weapons like knives, small swords, throwing axes, and a shield that can also be used as an offensive weapon. The character you choose will determine which weapons you can use, and there is kind of limited customization opportunity to choose, of course, the gender, the look of the character, what kind of clothes he's wearing, etc. Then you head out on the map. Depending on the mode that you chose, there's up to 15 types of maps, and they're going to kind of rotate randomly, ranging from castle, palace, desert, even a frozen lake.
And there is the main core of this game is combat. And the combat is quite complex. It consists of several ways how to attack, how to swing your weapon, as well as blocking that is limited, but you can also kick enemy, you can battle cry, you have a charge attack, you can block, you can duck, you can pick up any weapon that your enemy will drop or throws at you. You can throw weapons as well. You can pick up some other objects. You can do a lot of things.
And you can do even more things with the free updates that keep rolling out for this game. I'm not sure what's still coming, but recently we had the Tenosian Invasion that added a new faction and map. And the Regicide update actually added the Regicide mode, where the goal is to kill the other team's king.
And this is a multiplayer focused only, but it is fully crossplay, so PlayStation, Steam, Epic, Xbox, everybody can play all together.
But the question is, should you fight it?
Yes.
Yes,
should you?
Well, should you? But first, you should know that this game is completely free, well, right now until June 6th, 2024, as the third game in this year's Epic Vault event from the Epic Game Store. Just add it to your library and install it whenever you feel like, well, having your head cut off over and over and
yes,
over.
There should be warning right now, and maybe just even before the video. 18 plus only. This is it's trying to be realistic.
It's bloody.
And it's a blockbuster.
It's probably more bloody than even the reality, because limbs and heads and like body parts go flying everywhere. But if that doesn't slow you down, well, you should actually be subscribed to this channel, because every week, whether the game is bloody or not, we review it and let you know if it's worth your time, and to make sure you don't miss claiming it from the Epic Game Store. So subscribe so you don't miss that. But the question is, Chivalry 2, is it worth your time?
Is it?
Well, I really like the idea of a game like this. I have always wanted to be a knight since I was a little kid. So the idea of getting really good with a sword or an axe or something and just like charging through the enemy is really appealing. It's not really like that, because if you're not experienced in the game, you're going to die very quickly and very often. Again, trying to be realistic. A few hits with a warhammer and you're gone. But the respawn is really quick, and it's very addictive because things move very, very quickly. You go, you die, you come back. You can change classes while you're in the middle of battle, so maybe trying a bow and then trying a knight, trying a warhammer. And I think the combat It wasn't the case in the beginning. I played it when it first came out. Now it's about 2 years later. I think they've really balanced the combat, so it's fun for people who are new, but there's a lot of skill progression that you can put into it if you want to. So it's not one of those games where if you come up against skilled players, you're going to get destroyed. You can just kind of do your best and get in a few lucky kills and still have a lot of fun. And you can definitely focus on getting really good and being a master duelist if you want. That balance means that it's crazy, it's hectic, but it's really fun and you feel like an epic warrior in a medieval battle. So yes, if any of what I've said appeals to you, you should definitely give it a try.
I really get a good atmospheric feeling of this game, as it is very chaotic. Some of the modes are better than others. I really like free for all, where there's already someone behind you and you're already trying to like surprise someone.
And we didn't mention friendly fire.
Friendly team damage. There's a lot of that, even if you are archer or if you just swing your weapon, you might hit your team members, but luckily you do less damage to your team than to your enemy.
You might still annoy them. That's the great thing about free-for-all, though. It doesn't matter.
And there's some really interesting maps. You're gonna siege castle, you're gonna even control catapult. There's even horses.
Yeah.
And there are some objects like bombs you're placing. Maps are really diverse, interesting. There's a frozen lake even where you can break the ice so everybody can fall in. It gets quite funny. There are some skilled players. You can tell they get like 10 players out, and at the beginning you're lucky if you get one. But I think it's worth your time. I don't think this game will last many more years, but I hope like 2 more years this game will still have players to play and you can enjoy it just fine, especially now when it's free. So yes, you should give it a try if you're 18 plus. Really bloody game.
And a very similar game that we got from Epic Games also is Mordhau. It's hard to find there are slight differences, but it's hard to find the differences.
Maps are maybe...
Maps are different. Mordhau might be a little bit less bloody and a little bit more friendly for new players. You still get beheadings. It's very similar. So if you like this type of game, check your Epic Games library, because if you've been following us for a while, you probably have Mordhau there as well. And if you haven't been following us for a while, well, now is a good time so you don't miss any more free games.
See you next time.
Bye.